Let's go. Huge. Actually giant. Let me get Hollow Knight open. We're good to go, baby. 281 deaths. Damn. Yeah. I don't feel that bad about it. A huge amount of them were against Nightmare King Grim. Huge amount of them were very concentrated on certain things. Overall, genuinely in this game, I feel like I've been kind of cruising. I haven't gotten that held up. It's been very much so single encounters, you know, that, like, proved real difficult. I always end up turning this game down after the fact. I'm gonna take this down a little bit. Oh, shit! Gee, with a raid! Holy, let's go! Let's go! We're gonna reach 300 tonight, probably. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope it looks like you were doing a testing stream. I hope it went well. Everybody, I didn't know G had started streaming. Give G a follow. Obviously, G's a big-time regular around here. Literally just me. All good, all good. You've been told what you get from banishing the troop? No, go ahead. Tell me, Grinny. Let's see how that goes for the audio. Let me know if that feels too low, guys. And real quick, just a couple other things here. And then we're good to go. I need to post this message over on the YouTube side. I need to get YouTube chat brought in. 7, not so great for streaming, turns out. Requires 110% of my focus. That's, yeah, you'll kind of learn that fast. Like, I think one thing you really can't just intuit is how it feels to stream certain games and how everybody's different with that kind of shit. So, like, you got to just start streaming and you'll learn what kind of games are, like, good for you in what way and so on. What games it's easy to yap over, which games it's not, what games, like, spur you to talk enough, you know? Because you got to always be talking. Ugh. Night Hollow time. That's right, Bird. That is freaking right. Volume feels like it might be too quiet now, but I don't know. We'll see. I guess just let me know, guys, if that feels too low. Let's get going. What's up, everybody? Welcome back for some more Hollow Knight. So we're jumping right back in, and we are in the White Palace. So we kind of left off last time at this big, like, platforming challenge section. I'm going to lock my chair in here. I'm super excited because I love this kind of shit. So I'm really excited to just keep doing some platforming. Let's look around and find wherever, like, the next challenge is. Probably over here. Doesn't seem like it right now. This is just our way straight out of here, which I'm not interested in. Here's one. Nice. All right. Hey, what's up, Moonsand? Volume feels as good as a cool summer breeze on a warm day. Nice. Yeah, it feels like maybe it's a little quiet now, but we can adjust as we go. There's going to be a lot of these recurring sounds through this whole thing anyways, so we kind of need a little bit of a more chill mix. All right. Well, let's wait for our thing to come back. I'm guessing we need to dash through there instead and then try and get that jump. There was that little upwards point. Your charm that gives 10% chance to not take damage when hit. Chances increase every time you do take damage. Interesting. Okay. Not take damage when hit. Chance increase every time you do take damage. That's pretty interesting. That seems, you know, momentarily good at the very least. We need to dash twice. We back in, gamers. Whew, we did it. Okay. What about down? Nothing down there. Yeah, I see your fucking games, game. You think I don't see your fucking games? Alright. So hyped for this. Dude, I love this kind of stuff. And I know this is effectively, this is like basically Kaizo Mario, which you want me to play at some point anyways, right? I know it's not exactly the same, obviously, before people come in here and they're like, Hollow Knight is not Mario! I just mean super precise platforming levels like this is what it ends up being. I don't know what I was thinking on there. We were reading the signs before well, too. We're going to have to do a lot of waiting with this strat. That's the one thing about it. Oh, yeah. And let me get YouTube chat hooked up over here. Real quick. Sorry if I've missed any chat so far. I haven't. Yeah, Mira said I stink over there and I missed it. Doesn't even have a mustache. There's no mustache. There's no pipes. A princess wasn't taken, I don't think. And there's no, like, dragon turtle or whatever. What do they call him? A poopa? Tit. Yeah. Can't make it over that way. Get it out of your head. You can slide through there, though. We're skinny enough. A tortoise. Yep. Ah. Okay, it's alright. Just keep moving. We're not going to get hit again. It's not something I would do. Why is the health so drippy? I have this, like, specific charm on that makes it this weird, like... It makes it... I forget the exact flavor. That it's called something to do with bees. But it's like a honey thing where our health is honey and it regenerates over time. But only one little tick at a time. Hive blood, that's what it is, yeah. We can wait for that health to come back before we keep risking it. And it really, for a section like this, it makes a lot of sense for kind of just saving you pain. Crunch, I think you need to avoid the saws. Beefy, it's so funny how little you think, you know? That makes no sense, Beefy. If you thought about it for 1 second, you realize that hitting the saws is essential to victory. Alright, just think a little bit. Think. That didn't work out, but it's okay. Quick and Parcheesi. Are they saws or fans? You're saying you want to touch the saws? Absolutely. Everyone wants to touch the saws, Beefy. We know we shouldn't touch the saws. But you're telling me you see a table saw going and, like, some part of your brain isn't like, touch it? You know, the same part of your brain that's like, lick the battery and, like, you know, if you're, like, at a tall place, it's like, step off. 100% want to touch a saw every time. Obviously, you don't do it. You don't do it. Do some thoughts, 100%. The call to the void, yeah. Yeah, so they can't actually cut you. Those things are, like, really, really fucking good at that, aren't they? Like, genuinely, these days, those kinds of saws, there's, like, actually zero risk. I'm pretty sure the way it stops the saw, though, is so intense that it, like, breaks the mechanism or whatever, right? I think we talked about exactly this before, didn't we? That's where I got this information, and now I'm just regurgitating it back to the people who taught it to me. Yep. And I took 2 health in a row there. But, you know, this is how information spreads, chat. This is called dissemination. Don't let how similar that sounds to semen, you know, taint your view of it. Dissemination is often good. It's actually a neutral thing. It can be bad, too. You can disseminate propaganda. You know what I mean? Get rinsed! Get rinsed! I read the fucking sky there. Did you see that one? Holy. Holy, I earned a hit. Oh. The cast saws are too fine, so they don't cut the flexible skin, but can cut the rigid cast. Interesting. Whereby semen is removed to semenation. Gotcha. New word. Dissemination, yeah. You can disseminate news. When I say add everyone, Crunchpuff is now live. I'm disseminating the gospel of Gizmo. You know? Are you smelling what I'm stepping in? Are you burning my bush? You know what I'm saying? What? We're back down here now? That's actually grade B highway robbery, man. That shouldn't be allowed. Oh, my God. Holy, man. Feel me like a fern. This is an injustice, frankly. Yeah, saws just vibrate like whoa, so rigid things get sawed, flexy things like skin get jostled. Weird. There's rigid objects, but not skin since it's flexible. They oscillate. Like a fucking sine wave. Ugh. All right, we did it. Whew. Okay. Ocelot uses revolvers. To use a bone saw in school and test that theory. Luckily, it worked. You didn't test it with like a hot dog or some other kid's finger first? Does the funny cloak thing work on these? I feel like it doesn't. We could try, though. Nope. No, it does not. I definitely never got to use a bone saw in my life. I did dissect a shark. I dissected a shark at Camp Borndale as a kid down on Cape Cod, or basically not even fully on Cape Cod, but right at the you know, base of the shaft of Cape Cod. Was Camp Borndale, and it was a big deal when we went to Camp Borndale in 6th grade. Everybody looked forward to it. There were always raucous stories of stuff that happened at Camp Borndale, but one of the things you always did there was dissect a shark. And 2 kids in class got to keep the eyeball. There was like this inner eye part that could be like cleaned and kind of became like just like a little marble. And I was one of the people that got to keep a shark. It was a little shark. I have to clarify, as you're all like, you dissected a shark? I wasn't pulling fucking, you know, arms and legs and license plates out of fucking a great white. We're talking about a shark that was like this long and little. I would prefer to keep the tooth. That wasn't an option, Beefy. Sharks are very cool. Camp Borndale was sick, dude. Hit. Why not? I don't remember. You ever get to eat fermented shark? Absolutely not. They were serving like chicken nuggies and smiley fries at Camp Borndale. I was 12. Ah! Melt having a great white shark live in the ocean, dissected from the inside out. Yeah. I went down Sans cage, hitless, deathless. Fuck. I was trying to buy time, and I don't know why. Camp Borndale was great, man. It had this sense of freedom to it. It was like a big field trip that lasted for a long time. There was a sense of gambling to it because whoever's parent was the chaperone in your cabin mattered a lot to how chill your trip was going to be. I had a girl there that I had a crush on, and she rejected me, so I learned about loss. It was good, man. It was a formative time. It was essential 12-year-old memories. And I got the shark eye marble. I wonder where that thing is, man. Anyways, tip me like a sprinkle. And then send me along this way. Yeah! Huge. Rhythm game, you're skipping most of the notes. You're skipping most of the notes. I'd say what we're doing here is moving and grooving, bar parcheesi. I know better than to try to play this. I'm keeping it vague. I don't want to spoil this. Yeah. Nightlife. Don't. I know there's like a breakable wall here that leads to something insane or whatever. I will be trying to find that. And if I go through this whole area and don't find it, I will let you guys direct me to it. I'm very aware of it, don't worry. The movement. Let's go. Let's fucking go, dude. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. The lemon's fucking queasy. All right, what's up this way, by the way? They don't want you to go that way. They don't want you to see what's up there, chat. Why not? I say why not? Eep. Okay, there's nothing up there. I was searching the walls. That was for a good reason, chat. That was for a good reason. Okay. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, I'm hitting the spikes there. All right. Whoops. Fuck. Big Cherry doesn't want you to know this. Does, actual question, does Silksong have a platforming zone like this? Like a late game, just like Giga platforming challenge zone? Thought I might be able to thread it like a needle. Kinda. Shit, we're low. But not quite like this. Interesting. I just really like this kind of thing. Like I said, again, about Order of Ecclesia. I just played another game that did something just like this recently, and I loved it. Which I guess just shows, really, I just like platformers a lot. But I like these games having combat in them. I'm not saying I want to get rid of the combat. Yep. No, cancel. Cancel, cancel. You still have infinite attempts if you're patient? So, I mean, BB. Come on, brother. We know I'm not patient. At one point, I'm going to be talking about fucking toilet brushes or something, and I'm not going to be thinking about it, and I'm just going to zoot my way out of there, and we're going to lose that other health there. Like, we're dying, you know, come tomorrow. Fuck. Hey, what's up, Hollow? Welcome in. Think this place doesn't have enough saws? We could use more saws, yeah. All right. You're going to have to get over it. Huge. Okay. Holy. Chill. There's something over there, chat. What's that? Why put a platform here? I guess a shortcut. Oh, yeah. Now that I know it's here, I could take it as a shortcut if I ever come back. The knowledge roguelike. And there's nothing down there. Yeah, you're right. Because that was there the whole time. I didn't unlock that as a shortcut, but I didn't think to go down there before. Oh, wait. I should have dream nailed you guys for more soul. I should have dream nailed you guys for more soul. We also... That was the thing we want to do here. But what's up this way? Can we get up there? No, I think we, like, just can't make it, basically. One of those servant guys, remember the D-Nail Sultan? That's so funny. I know, I know. This is prime hiding shit territory. I know you, Team Cherry. All right, heal up. You'd already done that whole part you just went through? What? Did I? Free healing, yeah. I had done that whole thing? Really? We didn't hit the thing. No, the lantern wasn't on. I had to turn it on. We weren't able to go in here before. You're wrong here, Granny, genuinely. So that door was locked and stuff? We had not done that. And that door right there was locked? For once, chat, I can be like, no. Oh! That made a sound. That made a sound. Path of pain. Is this it, chat? Y in the chat if this is it. N in the chat if no. Hope you enjoy suffering. Metaphorical waterfall. Why? He's found it. Okay. To witness secret sealed, one must endure the harshest punishment. Hey, what's up, Silken? Welcome in. Coming just the right time. Yeah, we found pain, I guess. How should we handle bets for this, chat? Hope you're enjoying the game. I'm loving it. That's funny. All right, I see. Hey, what's up, Toasty? Welcome in. And Corvus, welcome in, everybody. Mute in the background because I don't want Hollow spoilers. No worries at all. I appreciate the lurk. You're just to give me heals before we go over this? We're 300 hours and I still haven't done this one. Is it that bad? We'll be all right. We'll be all right. And someone who knows how this works. Oh, it's bad. For anyone who knows how this works, what would be a good way to handle bets for this? I feel like we should run some Gamba. But how should we structure it? This is the consort Radon of this game. What? Usually lurk on notice streams, but HK is so good I came out of the shadows. Hey, well, I appreciate you being here. Lurking or not, genuinely. Anybody who's lurking and doesn't feel like chatting, that's totally cool, you know? I appreciate everyone just hanging out and watching. Do we do this room? Sans fight level? What? Is this the Sans fight level? Next amount of time, maybe? How many streams to beat it? Do the rest of the palace, then come back to this? Will day crunch? Sans appears and says that. Okay, do you guys agree with nightlife? Should we do the rest of the palace and come back and do this last? Right now, it seems very reasonable. Yeah? Yes. Try it once. Okay, yeah. You would do it now? I'll try it for I'm gonna try it for a couple minutes here. I'm gonna try it for a couple minutes here, and if we like die or whatever, we'll move on. It already actually does seem quite difficult. Believe it or not, chat, it's pretty difficult right off rip. We think Hollow Knight fucks IRL. I'm not gonna lie, I get like late adolescent teenage vibes from him. Ooh, wait, I can pogo off those probably. Oh no, I have no nail? Wait, I do. It was just... Nope. Found himself 3 hours later at this very spot. We still have to go back to the Coliseum of Fools for that. And pogo thorns, okay. That's what we call horse hockey around here. No! We made progress. We made progress. Oh. Pretty tough, chat. It's pretty tough. What? You cook too hard, you'll burn the edges. I'm imagining that we haven't seen anything yet. If I had to guess, we still have not oh, wrong direction. I'm guessing we still haven't really seen anything yet. This is still the warm-up, because this seems pretty reasonable still. We'll give it another, what time is it, 8:04? I'll give myself another 6 minutes. Mira, you want to put up like a 1-minute prediction? Do we get by this room in the next 6 minutes? Just this one room, because it was made clear to me that there's going to be rooms. Oh, you cock! You cock! Actual tragedy. Getting on the bed, everybody. You fight Radon at the end, remember? Getting on the bet. 2 minutes. Do I get it by 8:10 my time? Gambling is never a bad idea? Yeah, I mean, you could make more money. Ugh. At least this beginning part's fairly, like, it's very chill. While this is hyper difficult, the overwhelming vibe is still quite chill. You don't want to hit him from that angle. Titty? Sprinkle? A lot more belief than I was expecting. Yeah, actually. I have 5 minutes still. Oh, man. That's so tough there. You got to just keep your momentum. You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. At least we get some soul back across these attempts. Put some belief because I thought there would be like 100k on down. Well, hey, there's still time to get in and try and claim those believers' points, chat. For what it's worth, I'm pretty nervous about making it in that time. I have no idea how long this room is. 8 yesterday. Trying for 2. Wait a whole cycle. There it is. The little jump in there is important. Careful. Watch where you're going. Okay, you're coming up and down. We can get over to that wall to the right, though. We have a little respite here. Oh, that was good. That was good. Oh. Ooh. Hey, we'll catch you later, Aga. Thank you for hanging and thank you for modding, man. I appreciate you. I hope you have a good night, dude. Happy Friday to you. Oh. So good. Thank you. I think I do. Once again, I don't think we've seen much, but we can beat this, chat. This is in our wheelhouse. All right. I beat it every night. Gotta stay limber. What my grandmother taught me. No! God! All right. We have 2 minutes. I need the juice, Chad. I need the juice. All right. Heal me. The quickest karma. To make something like this fun in a game is also such a feat because the game has to control super, super well. And I know I've been fondling the balls of Hollow Knight's controls for basically this entire playthrough, but once again, it deserves it here. This shit, every mistake is my fault, you know? It's very, like, it's brutal, but it feels like I'm in control. Oh! The juice did not help. It helped up here. It helped up here. It deserves its balls fondled. Hey, what's up, Deegan? Welcome in, buddy. Yeah, top tier responsiveness. It's so crazy. Bomber Dream, the hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate. Got home from work. Rip. Well, I hope work was okay. Last 2 attempts gone. Okay. 809, chat. I'm keeping my eye on the time here. When the minute passes over, we finish that attempt. Don't read me. All right, we got last attempt. It just went over after I said that. No, no, that doesn't count. Last one. Take your time. Now that we're in the air, time doesn't matter. It's of no essence. The football is in the air. You're Tom Brady. No! All right, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Pay the doubters. Pay the doubters. Fuck. Hard, man. Really hard. We'll be back for it, though. We'll be back for it. Let's finish the rest of this baby challenge out here. If that's where the actual shit is, the rest of this is going to be fine. Let's be real. You've got an extra attempt? Nah. Nah. That shit was as by the book as it gets. Do you hit me with the zappies then, right? No, you don't. Yes, you do. Okay. Fill up. Crystallize. Nod's defense always gets me. Sometimes, you know, you just gotta baffle them. You gotta baffle them with the audacity. All right, we're okay here. I don't need to wait to heal. Tit. Why they gotta cover all the furniture with white sheets? To just foster a... What? I need to look at this picture of Oatmeal again to calm down. He's right next to me, but you know, photos are sometimes better than the real thing, chat. Look at this photo of Oatmeal. Fucking cute it is. Look how much of a bag of actual rotting garbage this cat is. Alright. Waiting for the drippy health to come back. I know, I gotta wait for the drippy health. Handsome boy, patience is a virtue. He's a cute little guy. Alright, take me up here. Take me away. My secret place. You know, my sweet escape. Yeah, never really understood covering furniture. I guess it makes sense in, like, the context of, like, if it's, like, in an attic or a room that's totally not getting used, you know? But even then, And then, of course, what makes even little less sense is, like, the whole, like, putting plastic on your furniture. Naked across Super Bowl Stadium, you were going to jail for that? Nah. Nah. I don't think so. Alright, let's wait, because this is what Beefy wants. Just make you point followed by its proven scientific fact. What are you talking about, Turtle? Inflatable couch with a plastic cover? It sounds awful. I had an inflatable mattress for a long time in college, and it was pretty shitty, and by the end of my time having it, it would just... By the end of my time having it, it would kind of just deflate slowly overnight, and it was genuinely terrible. But nonetheless, I didn't let that, you know, stop me from trying to engage in coitus in the bed. And a couple of times I, like, had girls stay over, basically, and they would wake up the next morning just disgusted with how sunken in it. They would, like, wake up and be like, ow, my back hurts, and, like, this is awful, man. And I was like, I know, I gotta change it. It was on the bed, too. It was on the floor, I mean. It was literally just straight up on the floor. Hey, a bench. Bench me like a press, brother. Covered lounging furniture, but only with comfy, like, throwovers. Yeah, that's fine, too. We do that upstairs. Our couches upstairs have, like, comforters on them. Ow. Tape the whole thing. I'm sure that would work. Okay. Alright. Press me like a bench. Duct tape can't fix it. It's a make-believe problem. I definitely did put tape where I thought the holes were. We certainly tried taping it. And that's the kind of thing that would, like, work for a time, you know? But then, like, life finds a way and all that. Whoop! Sorry, excuse me? I think I'll just let myself out of here if you don't mind. Ugh. Huge? I don't need that first lip. Oh, that was narrow. That was sick, though, chat. Not properly filled waterbeds, so they wave or goated. We need to bring these back. Interesting. The only waterbed I've ever seen in my life was by Buddy Harry. His parents had a waterbed. We had some parties at Harry's house a couple of times, and during one of those, I laid on the waterbed, and it was crazy. Up the hair on your balls. My brother had a waterbed, and it was the least comfortable place I've laid down. Yeah, the one my friend's parents had, I did think it seemed more weird than, like, I wanted to sleep on it, you know? But it seemed okay. Oh, gotcha. Alright. I'm sorry I just made those sounds. Alright, wait. Have patience. Have patience. Have patience. Run back and forth. We're wave dashing. Make more of them. Beefy. They like it when you vocalize. You know? Actual advice. You want to stream? When I start streaming, I'll have a nice puff soundboard. Ooh, you're thinking of getting into streaming, Deegan? It's very fun. I really, really like streaming, obviously. Ooh, hold on. That's a strat. That's a strat, actually. Get over to the wall. The spikes there are a red herring. They're a distraction. Yeah. I find an easier way. You definitely could do it by pogoing along the top as well, but that way was just easier, man. That shit was just easier. My spouse is at 40K on their main, and we've been discussing a few things we might start together. Oh, shit. That's crazy. Let's go. 40K followers, you mean? Subs on YouTube. Holy, let's go. Congrats to them. That's awesome. 40K subs. That's real stuff. Are they full-time? Resist the call, the wagon of the saw. But the saw is the law, Moonsan. All right, we're almost there, chat. It looks like this is the final room. Ooh, I genuinely didn't see that one. Full time over here for the ad break time? Hell yeah. Gotcha. Full time? That's rad. Good for them. What kind of content do they do? You're free to, if you want to advertise them here, you have my permission to. If you don't want to, that's also totally chill. Okay. See what's over here. You hollow on my night, dude, for real. Yak, you have no idea how true those words are, brother. Hit. That's a great swallow, bro. That's a fucking albatross, if I've ever seen one. That's crossing a line, Yak. Let's be real. We don't like talking about cum around here. Yeah, how the hell was your the rest of your stream last night, man? Actually, no, I was there when you ended. Never mind. I hope you had a good stream, though, overall. Dude. Yeah, we talk about poop and penis, not cum. Come on. It was good, hell yeah. Can we just slide up there? If we actually, we just pogo off the top. You gotta be faster than that, though. Alright, we got, hold on, just wait. Oh, transgender-related news, pro-trans. Gotcha. Yeah, that's totally cool. We're absolutely, by the way, we're supportive of all that 100%. But either way, I totally understand. I was just giving you the avenue if you wanted it. Okay, don't go for the cheaty face way. Go for the boring way. That's the community, but hearing you say that's excellent. Hell yeah, of course. Yeah. Man. Crunch likes metalcore, though, so beware. Yeah, you know as well as I do that metalcore is a genre of true pain because everyone who makes it sucks. Like everybody. Not like everybody, but like everybody. Don't let the bench call you home. That one's too far. I think we actually have to run to make it, right? Do the Infernum Legendary T-Melee stuff, change it to Malice mode. Interesting. Didn't know what metalcore is. It's the subgenre of metal. It's one of the, like, most popular ones now. It's basically like will have a heavy, riffy verse and then a clean vocal chorus that's catchy, and they're often breakdowns, which are like these kind of like hype parts. That's basically it. Ow! You take me all the way back here? Not the bench, man. Not the bench. The bench is so far. A kick to the tip it is. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a kick to the tip. Hold on. Percolated, so back to lurking. Hell yeah, buddy. We'll catch you later. Okay. Yeah. So this just skipped us ahead a bunch. That was a little shortcut. This almost seems like you should be able to get up. If we found a way to get up that, that would be a shortcut, but I don't see a way. Oh, I can pogo off you. No. Man, I don't know. I don't see a way to get up there. Shit. Got a double jump. I got that so tight on the first try, too. You could go around to the other side for this guy. Or down. I wonder what's down there. Alright. Comedy parody music is where my heart is at. Ah, Ninja Sex Party and Starbomb. Yeah, gotcha. Hell yeah. Big Game Grumps fan then. Hit. I haven't followed much of their stuff recently, but a number of years back, probably a while ago now, probably like 8 to 10 years ago, I watched a shitload of Game Grumps. I did like a big dive on them, basically. Watched a bunch of their playthroughs for games that I was interested in. Everything they put out since Dan started. I wasn't a JonTron fan, but I got big into it after he left. Hell yeah. No, they make great content. I think these days, for me personally, it's too removed from like, you know, like being about the game. Because while we do a lot of random yapping around here, I do still want to maintain some focus on like playing games and checking out the games, and that's one of those channels that's truly become like it's just 100% about the yaps, which is great. And they have great yaps, but I find, I don't know, I just don't seek out that content as much. And they are still playing video games, you know what I mean? But it's like, they play like a lot of random party game, sketchy, or not sketchy, but like, you know, kind of like random cheap slop, but funny streamer game kind of stuff, it seems. Not 100%, but a lot of it. Which basically all just sums up to they haven't played stuff I'm that interested in for a while. Eep. But I watched, like, all of their Souls-like playthroughs. I watched a bunch of the, I watched, like, Super Mario Sunshine. The one where Dan plays Shadow of the Colossus is amazing. That's a great fucking... That's a great, like, older Game Grumps series. For a while, I actually got to the point where I was basically just using them as a podcast, too. Like, there's a bunch of the Sonic ones where back before I had 2 monitors, I didn't, I would literally just have it in the background and listening to them play Sonic, because I hadn't played the games they were playing, so I didn't really care about watching. But I just liked listening to the apps. Which is obviously why they went into the direction they're in. Yep. And we're back. And we're back. Whew. The same things honestly kind of started happening IMO with Northern Lion as well. Where I really like Northern Lion, but he's definitely gotten to a point where he's not super interested in like playing games to like have a super big appreciation of the game anymore. And I know that sounds pretentious. Are you doing the speedrunning tactic? I just did. That one just made sense. They're clearly, I'm learning there are ways to get up and around here. Every hit really hurts. Got to be a little farther back. Let your health come back all the way. I don't think anyone can just talk like NL can. That's what I aspire to, genuinely. I can't do it, but I aspire to it. A little too early. I've said it a bunch of times, but definitely the big 3 streamers that I watched the most before starting to stream and was like the most into, like, got me to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this, were Northern Lion, Dan Giesling, and Day9. Day9's like not been streaming much at all recently. He's like gone totally into like his like game dev stuff. But basically they were pretty cleanly separated in my head as to like what I liked them a lot for. And it was cleanly that Northern Lion has the best just raw banter. He's just so witty and funny. And like you said, his output, his ability to constantly be riffing. Like, there's basically no dead air. Like, I have so many times when I'm streaming, when I stop and I, like, can't think of a yap topic, and I kind of like, oh, and I, like, fart around about it, and I make a dick joke or whatever because I got nothing else. But he, like, doesn't have that. He's just cooking. And then Dan, I think, hits a lot harder for me for kind of, like, cozy routine stuff as well as just, like, pogs. Like, Dan's, like, pogging a lot and, like, having a lot of fun. Not in, like, a total, like... It's a bit of, like, the YouTuber thing, but more kind of just, like, good vibes and just general, like, golden retriever excitement or something, maybe, you know? That enthusiasm that's, like, really fun and infectious and makes watching someone play a game you like really enjoyable. And then the third in the trifecta of my streaming inspiration is Day9 has good commentary and, like, you know, is funny and stuff, but... It's mostly about he really, like, loves games. And he'll take a lot of times to, like, stop and talk about the different things that the games are doing and the different aspects of development, how they came together to make that be that way. And sometimes it gets a little preachy and annoying, but a lot of the time it's, like, interesting and insightful, and I enjoy his kind of, like, analytical take on, you know, how games function, what makes them fun, how different design decisions, like, affect different parts of them. I enjoy that as a different flavor of banter. Yeah, that was a bit long-winded, but that was the Trinity for me. Sounds a lot like Ko. Yeah, a lot of people like Ko for that reason. I, like, missed the Ko ship, you know? I, like, know who he is now. Like, I follow him on Twitch and stuff, and I've, like, popped into his stream. But I think basically, yeah, Day9 filled that role for me. Whew. Yeah, it makes me want to check him out. That sounds pretty wholesome and delightful. He is great. Egon with a tier 1 sub. Let's go. I appreciate you. I find Dan to be a lot of fun. He definitely, at times, he gets a little bit of that, like, NL, like, sass in chat, you know, like, bantering with chat. But overwhelmingly, it's just, like, a good vibes, fun time. Don't observe me? Okay, never mind. No, thank you. Although, you know what's funny? Well, those 3 streamers were definitely the biggest ones that I've watched, like, hundreds and hundreds of hours of all of their content. They were sort of my main background noise. And all of this, by the way, virtually none of it, or a very negligible amount, was live. It was all YouTube VODs. All YouTube VODs for all 3 of them. So never interacting with the content myself. I never, like, commented on videos or anything. Totally passive, just VOD watching. But shortly before I started streaming, I had been playing Diablo or Path of Exile or some ARPG and watching Raxantarax videos on, like, guides and stuff. And he put out a video of, like, my 5-year streaming journey so far. And I watched that, and he kind of talked about just trying to do it and how he did all this stuff. And for whatever reason, that was, like, you know, the good nail in the coffin that I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. Partially because he's, like, not a charismatic and very entertaining guy. And I was like, if that guy can do it, man, I can fucking do it. Only recently gotten any kind of watching streams with the exception of WAN show. What's WAN show? A sips for me? Yeah, I've never gotten into sips. There's a move you can do here. Linus Tech Tips Friday stream. Oh. Yeah, I'm not familiar. What, the crystal shooty? Yeah. Nice and Luke talking tech news for 3 hours. Hey, if it makes your cock stand up, then I'm pleased for you. You know what I'm saying? I deserve that. I should have hesitated. You don't just fall blindly into the spikes. My vessel is afloat. No! Oh, man. That woke Oatmeal up. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Go back to sleep, Oatmeal. I got impatient. What did I say was going to happen? I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling. I'm yapping. I'm talking. Hi, Oatmeal. You want to experience Sips? Search for any Sips compilation. The stars align to make that man organically orchestrate meme moments. I've watched some Sips content because sometimes he collabs with, like, people in the NL sphere, like Dan or, like, HC Justin. People like that. Love a vertical section. Hit. That's already a health point down. Take me back to the bench. Yeah, I should check out some more Sips content at this point. Honestly, a lot of the time, even those big streamers that I named, I'm watching them a lot less these days because a lot of my time that I would spend watching them, now that I'm, like, in the Twitch sphere and I'm trying to, like, network and stuff and just support, like, my friends, my streamer friends and, like, regulars in the chat and stuff, I mostly hang out in smaller streams. Glider pet for my 3rd tree. It's abnormal. You talking about Terraria? This is clearly Kaizo. I don't see a mustache. I don't see a pipe. I don't see Luigi. I think we're missing some ingredients here, Moon Man. All right. Emily being a Kaizo player, I would very much so have fun. Like I said, we're playing Celeste next, just because of how much this game has sort of reminded me how much I like platforming. Been hanging out in smaller streams more often lately, too. It didn't dawn on me until only recently. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I feel... Try the light. Ooh, nightlife. Celeste is the goat. You remember what Kaizo actually means, but it's not strictly Mario? That's true, it's not. It basically just means, like, ROM hacks of, like, games to make them insane platformers, right? Yeah, Mira, I don't know. Something about streaming has made me now be like, I want to, if I'm going to be watching on Twitch, I want to be like in somewhere where my view matters more. And at the same time, it's entertainment. I don't think you should feel like you have to be doing that all the time, but I can't shake it sometimes. Oh. Yeah, he's a disappointment. Moon saying, can you tell us what Kaizo means? Most stream communities always have been more attracted to me and hopping into chat with thousands of people where chat is just non-coherent spam. Yeah. Pokemon Kaizo. That's true. Pokemon Kaizo. Yeah, because that's what Midnight Sumo does in like when he streams games. Yeah, ROM hacks. Difficulty spectrum is quite huge. It means rearranged basically in Japanese. Just a ROM hack. Okay. Most streams it feels like chatting here with some possibility of interaction with you, Puff, and the chat. Yeah. I love Wansho, but they won't ever see my comment buried in the thousands. And yeah, sometimes like nowadays, if I am watching Dan or NL or somebody live, I won't chat a lot, maybe a little bit, and like more so in Dan than Northern Lion stream, because Dan has 1,000 viewers versus Northern Lion has like 12,000 viewers. You know? But yeah, I still watch my usual lifelong VOD catch up, but it's starting to feel more and more like habit. Yeah, and some of that stuff too, like, I've accepted is okay to come and go from, you know? Like Northern Lion, for instance. I've been watching fucking Northern Lion for like 10 or 12 years. I remember sitting in my dorm room smoking pot and watching Northern Lion VODs in college, you know? Oh, it is. You want to do food? Before it gets too late. Actually, 1 second here, chat. We're going to put food in. All right, we're back in. Usually in Kaizo, at least Barrio, there is only one way to use a level, and will make use of every item, Yoshi, mushroom, etc., for a very specific purpose. One way to beat a level, you mean? Do a level, sorry. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Cooper? The very first NL Binding of Isaac plays. I watched some of those, but not until later, because I never played Binding of Isaac myself. I got into him watching him play, like... I mean, other random stuff. I watched a ton of Slay the Spire, Dark Souls. Yeah, I think Dark Souls must have been the first thing, now that I think about it. But it was a bunch of random stuff. He played a lot of roguelikes, and I liked roguelikes, so I watched... He was one of the guys where if I was looking for a Let's Play, and he had a video... Like, I watched a bunch of NL videos back before the face cam, you know? NL maybe way better at Isaac, but he wasn't actually the one who got me into it. It was a one-off on Grumps. Oh. New cat 2 weeks from today. Let's go, Deegan. That's awesome. And yeah, a little free oat cam there. Silent Crunch. I was silent for a minute there when I was talking to Leo. We were like figuring out food and everything. We're getting Indian tonight, chat. And like a classic white millennial man, I got chicken tikka masala, which I had all back in the early Isaac days too. Don't know why I randomly stopped watching, but then couldn't get back for whatever reason. Yeah, it's I think who you watch as a streamer, there's so many options. You really have the ability to be incredibly, incredibly choosy, which is why I think, you know, you should do a certain amount of making sure your stream is an accepting place for lots of different folks, you know? But you should also not worry about being very particular and very, you know, yourself in very specific ways, because also, we want to go up here. Because the little specificities, the little idiosyncrasies about each streamer are what keep the specific viewers, you know? Billy on YouTube has great Hollow Knight content. Let's go. Bunch used to watch, but they kind of transformed into louder, more exaggerated, less themselves content, and I stopped. Yeah. And it's funny because I run into that all the time where I catch myself like being really like yelly. I catch myself being like really yelly and like overreacty, and I'm like, shit, I like don't want to like, I'm not trying to overly push that. I don't want to be like a exaggerates everything, you know, classic YouTuber vibe. But sometimes at the same time, you get just caught up in like being excited, and some amount of that you got to do, you know? Some amount of that you got to do, and genuinely doing the thing and having people watching, like it does pump me up, you know? In your niche, because there'll always be someone attracted to that, yeah. A little bit of that is fine and fun too, moment to moment, yeah. That's where I try to land, but I'm the stupidest man alive. How are we so low already, by the way? Yeah, that's also part of what I mean by, like, where I want to just keep a focus on, like, actually enjoying and liking games, where I am incredibly resistant to YouTubeifying all of our content. Where we're trying to make edited videos for YouTube, we're trying to, like, grow the channel in that way, because that's, realistically, that is the path to, you know, actual exponential growth that could allow like full time and all that stuff. But I'm accepting that I'm having to just a little too early. I'm having to do it in a bit of a slower way, because I'm not going to be like, I played 7 Days to Die for 100 hours using only this, and this is what happened. You know, like I'm not gonna, I just can't. I just don't want to. I want it to be like, I want to play The Binding of Isaac, and I make videos about that. And, you know, that doesn't mean we're never going to do challenges or anything like that. I just don't want to base my whole streaming career around, you know, the YouTube title and thumbnail. And there have to be caveats. We have to do some of that, you know what I mean? We got to look for some angles to get that stuff out there. But I'm accepting of the fact that it can be a little... It can be a little slower, you know? Always be oneself. It's usually what attracts people. Always be yourself unless you could be a dragon. Then always be a dragon. Yes, Cooper. Yes. You're pretty real with it. Times you're like, oh, okay, all right. Not everything has to be well amazing. Yeah, for sure. A vein bulge in my forehead. Played Barbie Sunset Drive for 10,000 hours. It was a mistake. But what chicken butt? I feel like I got this easily hitless, deathless every time before, and now I just can't do it. I'm lost in the sauce. Being a dragon is always the right option if it's available. Chat, anyone else not fuck with Dragon Tales as a kid? I was a big, like, dragon enjoyer. Genuinely, I loved dragons, chat. We've talked about this before. I was wicked into dragons. I had, like, little, like, dragon statues and stuff. But everyone was always like, you must love Dragon Tales. And I was like, no. Dragon Tales is baby shit. Fuck Dragon Tales. I was like, Dragon Tales are putting a bad name on my dragons. I'm talking about the dragons from Reign of Fire, bro. I'm talking about the dragon from Dragonheart. I'm talking about Smaug. I'm not talking about motherfucking Dragon Tales. They fucking did not know how hard I was with it. You know what I'm saying? The disrespect I, like, couldn't stand. We're back up here, but we have 2 health again because I'm stupid as fuck. You don't even use the sauce? Is there sauce I should be using here? We're using some sauce. One of the dragons I knew were Pete's and the one from Eureka's Castle. I don't even know what Eureka's Castle is. I do know Pete's dragon. Once in the dragons, always in the dragons. Dragon Torso Stone? Oh, yeah. Reading a manga about a girl who's turned into a dragon. She does not want to turn into a dragon. It's body horror. Eee! But drag your face in the saw blades? Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I shouldn't do that. I watched a man play RuneScape Dragon Wilds in the stupidest way possible because it looked like he just played it as he would. Then came up with a way to cap it off for a YouTube video, literally titled, "No one was supposed to beat RuneScape Dragon Wilds like this." Yeah, I mean, that's how people do that shit sometimes, you know? I was Rivel, the clip you described not dipping your mozzarella sticks. Oh my god, I didn't even pick it up, but you're right. I am a dip denier. I'm often a dip denier. Once again, I'll restate that we're getting Indian food tonight, and I'm getting chicken tikka masala, medium spicy. Clearly, I'm not an adventurous fella. Huge. Wait. Imagine the Katana Zero slowdown tech in this. Katana Zero is great. That game, some of the games that only are like one day like that, I fucking forget everything that was in them. Like that game Me Side we played. But they're like a fever dream. Wait. Some sauces I'll use. I'll say as I've gotten older, I've started using the marinara that comes with things sometimes. Like if we get like calamari, I used to just eat it straight up. Now I dip the calamari. Guess the most organic way to play a YouTube game would just be to play it as you would, then spin a yarn for the vid. Yeah, and that's kind of what we're doing, right? That's kind of what we're doing. Like, our next edited video is just the Alchemist win on Noida, and we're gonna kind of spit it as like a, you know, these spells are insane kind of thing. About how you unlock Greek spells, and it's like, that makes it like, you know, YouTube content-y, but ultimately it's still just a cut-up VOD of me playing Noida. Which is what we want to make. That's what we want to make, but we're just trying to, you know, meet YouTube in the middle a little bit because we have to, you know, get the robot to say that it's okay if we want to succeed at all. You haven't found the insane spells. Yeah, maybe so, but that's the fact that you might comment that on the video is good. And unfortunately, we need to be thinking about that. Oh, that little step back was huge. Give Crunch all the engagement, yes. Oh man. I hate me. No, I just swung in the wrong direction, man. The waiting's killing me. It's eating me from the inside out. The wall? The wall's a good idea, isn't it? Shit, I just rushed it. Heard that slightly mismatching subtitles to what's actually spoken does absurdly well for engagement. That's funny. Oh, to the bench. All right, this time we're going to be as patient as possible and we're going to preserve every single health point, I promise you. You know what? I'm doubling down on this. Mira, can you put up a prediction? It does sound scummy. Yeah, no. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that. I agree that that's, you know, we shouldn't do that, but I absolutely see it. Miro, let's do a prediction. Do I not wait for the health to regenerate, so effectively, like, permanently lose a health point before reaching a PB? Do I permanently lose a health point here before reaching a PB? You know, not let it regenerate with Hive Blood, effectively. Calling things by the wrong name. Crunch does it a lot. I know, and it's by accident most of the time. Sometimes it's on purpose. What? Sorry, I'm saying... You know how with this Hive Blood thing, if we take a hit, like if I do this, I can then wait. I can wait for the honey to come back and our health point regenerates. If I take a hit right now, we will lose it permanently. But okay, since I waited, I now can get hit again and it comes back. So I'm saying that I will not lose that first health point permanently before hitting a PB. I know that is kind of complicated a word, but, you know, that's the spirit of it. Just funny the lengths people go to engage max. Yeah, no, and I'm saying that's like what's like the worst about content these days. Is how much shit is there just to drive engagement, not to make the content good. Alright. Wait. Hotel's video sounds like the same low level as Mr. Beast faking the speed of his ad progress bars at the start. That's crazy. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we're not really gonna do. And I'm accepting that that might make it so it takes it longer for us to grow. But whatever. I feel we'll get more quality viewers out of it, you know? Easy to spot, too easy to avoid most of the time, yeah. It's just, you know, in the year of our Lord, 2026, it's pretty hard to say, hey, watch a VOD of me play this game, so we need to find ways. Yeah, get your bets in, everybody. Huge. Huge. There are fewer Ferrari than Ford vehicles, quality and quantity? Yeah, fair. Save it. Whew. Wow, pretty good belief. I think we're doing okay. Ferrari sucks, changed my mind. I don't really know that much about it. Or actually, I guess I know about Ferrari. I did go to the Ferrari factory with my dad in Italy. We were on a family vacation in Italy, and my dad and I went to the Ferrari factory because he was like, "Cars, son," and I was like, "Yeah, Dad, cars." Okay. Company, they're so fucking stuck up. It was crazy to me. What I learned at the Ferrari factory was how custom a lot of them are. Like, they have, like, literally, they have, like, lodgings there, and people that are, like, getting, like, really nice, expensive Ferraris will be, like, flown out by the company to, like, lodge there for a little bit. And what the fucking fuck? And, like, they'll lodge there for a little bit and, like, test out different cars and pick exact parts and stuff. It was crazy. Find it very funny to see those tropes play with, like fully lean into them and drawing attention. Add progress bar just zooming all over the place, back and forth, changing colors. Yeah, I feel like making a meme out of it. If I had the money, I would never get a Ferrari. Getting a very nice car, like getting a decent car, you know what I mean? Like getting a car that's like a solid, not a piece of shit is one thing. But getting like, you know, an extravagant car is like the lowest priority on the absolute planet for me. I do not give a shit. I'm really not a car guy. I'm really not a car guy. Like that, you know what I mean? I can like look at a car and be like, that one looks cool. But I'm not super into it and I don't care that much. So it's really, really low on my personal priorities. I would be much more interested in, like, saving money to just, like, go on a vacation or something. Almost lost the pip there, chat. Got a bare bones 2009 Ford Ranger. Does everything I needed to do. Nice. All right. No. All right. Ooh. Yeah, we have a decent car. Like I said, we have a Mazda, and it's like a perfectly nice, like, decently new car. And Leah and I's plan is to run it into the motherfucking ground. Don't you want to throw dumb shit into a Miata? Because I like cars that are little goobers. That's a vibe. That's a vibe. No. Grandfather's 88 and only last year stopped driving and sold the 1993 Honda Civic he bought new. That's crazy. Yeah, Leah and I went in on it together, actually, the car. And she has a lease, which we might drop after we move. It's up like this August. And we're considering dropping it and going down to one car. It would make certain logistical things tough, though, so we'll see. Oh. First part of the Giga Calamity update release. There's already new shit. That's cool. Oh, that's tough. We got this, though. We did it, like, effortlessly the first time, man. Leasing a car is pretty much a curse word up here. It's so expensive. It was drastically too expensive for a long time here, but recently, at least in the area I'm in, and I think in the U.S. at large, there was like this big used car boom. There was this big used car boom, and it made getting a used car really, really expensive. And for a brief time, getting a lease was still not great, but it wasn't quite so bad. Time to cook, hell yeah, bird. Nice. Omi wants to get out. Give me 1 second. We have not lost a health tip, by the way. We made it back here with all our health this time. Yeah, it's definitely expensive. Cars are expensive as fuck, because then you gotta pay insurance and shit. You pay your car payment, you pay insurance. Alright. Go. 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 Insurance is a scam? Yeah. Mostly, yeah. Yeah, life's geared against us, Casey. Why didn't I just do the good tech? COVID blew up the travel RV market into a massive bubble that popped the industry nearly dead around 23, 24. Crazy. Yeah, I just remember when I was first, I leased for 3 years before we bought this other car. Leah and I together. And part of the reason I did it was, yeah, I actually ran the numbers, and leasing a new car was going to end up, once everything was said and done, was going to end up costing me, you know, it was a little bit more, but it was like $50 more a month than buying a used car that I was probably going to need to, like, end up taking to the mechanic pretty soon and stuff. And I was just like, fuck it. I'm not a car guy. I don't want to be fixing my car. The lease comes with, they like service it and everything as part of the lease. I'm just doing that shit. And generally, I thought it was decently worth. except for the fact that obviously you come out the other side with no equity. So that's the huge downside. It's like renting an apartment where you're just putting money into nothing. Now that we own the car, we're paying the car payment, but at least we're like getting equity out of it, you know? Although cars obviously fucking depreciate. They're like the worst investment of all time. But you still could sell it for something at the end. Wait, don't do that. Galaxy ass hallway. Or trade it. No. A boat is the worst investment? That's true, actually. I think I've mentioned this to you guys before, but when I bartended, I worked at like a shipyard. The bar I worked at was on a shipyard. And there were some like rich boat guys that would hang there. And it was like, you know, a good Saturday for them was like working on their boat and then coming into the bar to like get some fucking blueberry beers and steak tips and then go home and ignore their wife, you know? And they would tell me all the time about the woes of a boat, but they all kind of loved it. And then on the other side of it was my dad for a little while. My dad and stepmom had a boat, and my dad was just not a boat guy. It was for like, they have like a cabin up in Maine, a little lake house. And he just hated he never wanted to do the boat stuff. It was just so not his thing, and it's so much work, and you got to put so much money into it. Tits and halibuts. You gonna see Iron Lung? Maybe. I've heard some good things. I've heard that it's not like amazing, but that it's pretty good, especially for like the budget and stuff that it was made on, and good for Markiplier for getting it done. Make days of attempts. I think I have a god run in Noida. Oh shit, Blue, let's go. Easy infinite healing, 2k DPS wand, easy travel. There are many things that are possible, but I have no idea about getting there. That's rad. That's very exciting. I'm so sorry in advance for when you die to polymorphine, Blue. But just try not to think about that. Try to have fun for now. But do know that it's coming, by the way, and that the fun will end and that pain is on the other side. Anyways, Godspeed, brother. Vote equals bust out another 1,000, yeah? I recommend watching some Iron Lung lore stuff or seeing it. My sister took me to see it. Neither of us knew anything other than Marky Moo. And it was weird. If that's true, that's kind of a flaw of the movie. Are you saying it hurt the movie to not know the lore? No, I wanted to do the, oh, I don't have any soul. Shit. I don't have any soul. I wanted to do the you know, the ploopy ploppy. The butt bounce. Going in blind tomorrow. No lore, no trailers. So I'll report back. Hell yeah. We'll be playing Deltarune here tomorrow. Long weekend stream. Yeah. Oh. Oh, no, I lost it. No, I went too fast. Pay the doubters. That was it. Pay the doubters. Fuck. Damn it! I was doing so good, man! Nightlife with the money, fuck you! You know what? I want to grab another beer. Honestly, we're only gonna go till like... We're probably going to go for another hour 15 or so. I'm not going to take a 10-minute break. I'm literally just going to be right back in a couple minutes. I'm going to grab a beer. Or whatever this is. A neutral. Stick around if you're enjoying the stream. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Once again, not a full 10-minute break. We'll be right back. They said a human wearing a striped shirt will come through. I heard that they hate spiders. What? No, I've been chilling with the spiders. I've repeatedly patronized spider-first businesses. I heard that they love to stomp on them. Untrue. I heard they like to tear their legs off. Oh my goodness. Is this what it feels like to be slandered? That they're awfully stingy with their money. Oh, because wait, I didn't shop at her shop. I didn't patronize the second spider business, but that's because the second spider business had extortionate costs. It was like $9,999 to buy a single fucking spider cider or whatever. So frankly, she can gargle my fucking gooch juices. I don't give a shit. Get out of here. This industrial elevators reminded me of Reign of Fire, which I was talking about last night. Not the best movie, but it is a lot of fun. Terrible movie, I love it though. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Nutter, like 100%. As a kid, dude, I was so dragon-pilled, like the Dragonology books and stuff. I think it was, the pipeline was Jurassic Park to Dragonheart. I watched Jurassic Park and I loved Jurassic Park, and then I saw Dragonheart and that like kind of took it to the next level. And then now, my dick gets a little hard whenever I look at a Steam store page for a dark fantasy game. So that's the pipeline that I went down. You know what's a classic example of my dumb ass reading something and reading it too literally? I never in my life until very recently did the whole lather, rinse, repeat thing. Obviously, I'd read it on the bottle, I'd heard it spoken, but simply I didn't understand the instructions and I was too confused to ask because I was like, the instructions at the end just say repeat. So am I supposed to just repeat it until I fucking die? And like if you punched into a computer, into like a coding language, lather, rinse, repeat, that shit would be lathering and rinsing until the end of time. It would never stop. So I don't know if anyone else was confused by that, but for a long time I was like, I'm just gonna wash once because if I start going, I don't think I can stop. Shampoo 4 loop. Exactly, dude. Oh yeah, bud. The plate lord. They call me the Chinese buffet. Yeah, that's what they call me as well. I'm always thinking about the next meal. I'm thinking about the next meal the way that like an animal that has to hunt for its life is thinking of the next meal, you know? Like my brain is telling me that I will not survive if I do not have chicken tendies by 9 p.m. tonight. And it's wrong, but I also can't help but listen to it. I do want the chicken tendies. You grow curious? Additional limbs that fight for you. Do that one. Yes. Yes. Hentai me, daddy. Oh, we can climb. We can climb. That's awesome. Holy shit, I am the king of hentai. I remember like very distinctly thinking after watching Spider-Man 2 as a kid, I was like, why has nobody done that? The forearm seems like a really good idea. Why don't we just do that? Then like if you're on the couch and the remote's too far away, you can... All right. We're back a minute later. Or a couple minutes later. Kinda. Oh, talking about Iron Lung. Maybe some of it was a theater also. Something were too dark to see. Some lines were too quiet. I haven't heard others complain about those. Interesting. Gotcha. Yeah, it could have been something like that effect. That's the actual game. Back in here. Technician at one of our data centers once parked his car underneath the exhaust vent of one of the backup generators in the do not park field. I think happened. Only one guess allowed. Got towed. That was the eventual result, but not the intermediate consequence. The car melted. Holy fuck. The car melted. That's crazy. How much did it melt? Said it got towed away. That's in-fucking-sane. Melted. Projector from the flashlight and actually outshine the... Interesting. Yeah, 100% the theater issues. One of the 2-story tall multi-megawatt diesel generators, the data center is 6. London had a fancy curved building that was a death ray for cars. What was there, like one parking spot where cars were melting? Every plastic and rubber part turned to goo, even inside the car. That's crazy. That's nuts. Having video games, any hobbies? Play any instruments? I do, yeah. I play guitar and drums mostly. I can play a little bit of like bass guitar, a little bit of piano as well. 2 megawatt generator. The walkie-talkie building. It's about 3.5 megawatts. I don't know what that means, but that sounds high. But yeah, Deegan, I currently play in an emo cover band. I'm the vocalist for an emo cover band. We do like monthly emo nights in Boston. I do play the bong fluently as well. I don't smoke bongs that frequently, actually. It's usually bowls. Awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I'd say, yeah, music's my biggest hobby outside of, music's my biggest hobby outside of games, for sure. Games and streaming. You play to you drape your hair over your face? No, I don't. Imagine, though. All right. We've had our hit. We have a fresh bowl packed. We have our neutral. You're a bong purist. Triple 5 megawatts enough to power a port in Factorio. Hey, what's up, Jay? I play bass like a fingerstyle guitarist more than a bassist. Charles Berthed style, best I can. Interesting. Yeah, what do you play, Deegan? Let's get back to doing some attempts here. I can't believe I lost that pit, man. Smoked the big green once and didn't feel much. Well, hey, at the end of the day, you know, it's often a vice. It's not something you need to be doing. I wasn't big into it for a long time. Like, I tried it a bit in high school and stuff and really didn't like it. You know what I mean? It like didn't click with me. And then I don't know, at some point in college, I think distinctly was like sort of one of the summers that I was back home for the summer in college, just like hanging out with my buddies. And it wasn't like peer pressure. I mean, it was, but it's like a bunch of them were into smoking pot. And at some point I just tried it, you know, and there were lots of nights where like we didn't have much to do, just like driving around town with nothing to do. And yeah, I got back into it. And then my roommate in college was a big stoner my sophomore and junior year. So I smoked a lot of pot with him. And then, you know, the rest history. Whew. Never been a drinker. The Royal Sprouts was always my fit. I like drinking a bit, but I like drinking way less. I drank a lot in college. Don't know how much money is being a daily toker pretty much now. It's just every few months or so. Yeah, at some point I know it's something like I probably shouldn't smoke pot every day for my entire life. You know, but recently I've been working more on like what I eat and my weight and stuff, and that's been going well. So I'm focusing on that for now. Maybe we'll handle the herb down the line. Alcohol is something I won't touch. Yeah, I mean, a good thing not to. If somebody did, like, this is obviously a bias because I prefer weed, but just from my own life experience, seeing the damage alcohol has done to, like, families and people I love, it's such an easy call to be like, smoke weed instead. They're both bad for you. There's arguments against both of them, but stoners, like, almost never do the classic horrible things that you hear that drunk people do. It's, you know, statistically far, far less. So I think it does edge it out there easily in like a societal impact standpoint. We did it. We've done it. Oh. Woo! Played a ton of theme songs and video game songs. Getting started, mostly melodies. The way I play bass is as a solo instrument rather than part of band. Recently been learning songs used to play in the fiddle. That's cool, Deegan. That's awesome. You've been like making any content around it or anything? That sounds very cool. Did a bit of electric lettuce a few times in my life, and I've always had very wacky side effects that were wholly unpleasant. One time I straight up went blind for a few hours. That's crazy. What I'll say, I've said this a lot. This obviously sounds... Yeah, first try, hitless, deathless. This obviously sounds very like, you should smoke weed, and I'm not trying to be like that, but I do believe what I'm about to say. Most people, 500 years, hey, we did it. Most people, when they smoke weed for the first time, like, I did this, I feel like everybody I know did this, and this happens a lot. You, like, are, like, smoking a joint or a bowl or something, and you take, like, a few hits of weed over the course of, like, a few minutes. Like, full drags, you, like, try to get as much as you can over the course of a few minutes. And that's way too much. You get fucking absolutely 100% gonzo-zooted, and your anxiety goes through the roof, because you kind of, like, lose that grounded sense that comes with being, like, normally high. You know, where it's like genuinely, if you're smoking weed for the first time, you need to take like the tiniest little toot imaginable and then wait 45 fucking minutes, you know, and see how you feel. And I think a lot of people do taint their experience by just, you know, diving too deep into the pool, you know, diving in naked on a cold day, if you know what I'm saying. Something I do for a while after work, before I start playing games. Gotcha. Basement lap now. Can I just reach past my keyboard? Nice. Yeah, I do that with my guitar during the day sometimes. I've got one right here next to me. During the work day, sometimes while I'm like lurking or doing work, I'll be sitting here just plucking away. The God Slain emote. We love that one. Put away entire box of gluten-free Cheez-Its last night, followed by ice cream and cake for dessert. Let's go. When I first hit, my stoner friend said, oh, fuck, and I didn't feel shit. Yeah, that's the thing, too. That happens to some people. Strength of the weed in the U.S. is ridiculous. Yeah, I actually, as a daily stoner, I do not seek out the highest THC weed. Because I know that I'm going to be habitually smoking it all the time. So it doesn't really make sense. It's not necessary for me to be, like, getting the heaviest hit out of it, basically, you know? Should I have gone down that hole? I would rather get something that's going to cook my brain a little bit less. Because, like, I'm, you know, sort of doing it out of habit at this point. We came that way, yep. Liberate HG that can use THC as medicine, who knows? I do also think, for me personally, there are obviously other ways to mitigate these things, but I suffer from depression and anxiety. And along with my SSRIs that I take, I find weed to be very, very effective. For me personally, it's very, very effective at helping me mitigate those symptoms. Once again, along with I take an SSRI. Ball sack. Gently bake it in an oven. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah. First time I smoked, I got crossfade and threw up. Didn't do it again for years. Next time was a joyous core memory with my friends. Let's go. I have definitely, like, I have insanely joyous memories when it comes to, like, my first mushroom trips with people. Nice, let's go. Because mushrooms, as long as, you know, you're with, like, a group of friends and you do it, I've found that, again, this is just my experience. They're one of the more, like, naturally joyous drugs. Like, people are kind of just, like, in a good mood, you know? Whoop! Yeah, I think my first mushroom trip was my best friend who was a sober trip sitter with experience. Nice. Did you have a good time? Has to be a super safe environment. Can be rad. Yeah, for sure. Love the mushies. So many good combos, but dosage is key. I Mario power up solo and most online co-op with one specific brother. Interesting. You've had high THC gummies incrementally over hours, had no effects at all, but even smelling the smoke starts to affect me negatively. That's weird, Applesaucy. Yeah, everybody's different, man. What's over this way? It was awesome. Turns out I can still kill a Lionel in Breath of the Wild. No hits while tripping. Let's go! I've always found video games to be really weird while tripping. I've never liked playing video games while tripping. Some people really like it, so that's just another way that everything's different for everybody, you know? Do a trip sometime soon? Yeah, it's not something I do often. As much as I'm sitting here being like, I have great experiences, part of the reason I really like doing it is because it's like a sacred saved thing. Done very infrequently, like once every, like, you know, 1 to 3 years with, like, a close group of friends, usually in, like, a vacation setting or something. So part of it is, like, the event nature of it. It's never something, for me personally, that I would want to do with any kind of routine. Hey, what's going on, Leah? Like, I can play high, but I can't do both. Walking in nature's goated, yeah. No, my first mushroom trip was when I was studying abroad in the Netherlands, and I was with, like, a group of, like, you know, the other college kids I'd been traveling with, and we were, like, riding our bikes and looking at, like, the beautiful, you know, daisies and the windmills, and then, like, falling over in, like, grass fields and laughing. And it's fucking cringe as fuck, but it was magical, dude. My memories of it are magical. Watching the sunlight come through these, like, ethereal forests, you know? Forgot to lurk earlier. Damn. I'm jumping at the wrong time every time. Drug of choice is caffeine. Caffeine goes crazy, yeah. Sometimes at work, I'm subject to corporate icebreakers because life is pain. And recently, one of them was like, what's like a small thing in your life that brings you a large amount of peace? And my thing was, I said, my first cup of coffee in the morning brings me a lot of peace. And one of my coworkers joked, he was like, that's called addiction, man. And I was like, yeah. You're so close to my second time smoking, not as magical, but the hilarity is memorable. Hell yeah, exactly. Those are good memories. Working mostly by myself and also exempt from all company meetings. That's so not. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I have the stimulants become depressants type of ADHD, so caffeine makes me sleepy. Interesting. I will say I've drank enough caffeine in my life that I'm not sure it would keep me awake. You know, I can drink caffeine and fall asleep, but it doesn't make me sleepy. It can help a little bit, like wake me up. Workforce fun, I just love it. Should have said your mom's called addiction, but I don't know if that works in the office. Yeah, bro, that does not work in the office, Jay. If you're working in an office setting, generally you don't want to be disparaging anyone's mother. Like anybody, I don't think. I genuinely think it would be inappropriate for me in the office to be like, you know what? Fuck Hitler's mom, dude. Why did she do that? Why did she birth him? Fuck her. Even that, they'd be like, all right, we gotta back it down, buddy. We're not saying we like what she did. Warehouse manager. Have to be present for deliveries and will calls. Gotcha. Do you like your job overall, being a warehouse manager? ADHD peeps love the variety streamer that plays roguelikes. It is a thing, huh? Up CHR. Actually drinking a large can of energy before sleeping because I don't know it's tasty. Yeah, you've cooked your caffeine receptors, you know? Brady, how much is it upsetting you how long this is taking me? On a scale of like 8 to 9. I'm just curious. Obviously there's this way to go over here, but down, that feels like it's like a shortcut or something up there. And if we do, oh, there's a wall. There's a wall over there. I see it. I see the path. Ah! Routine coffee so strong could strip the tint off your windows, slam a whole pot, then take a nap. Huge. I fuck that way. Whatever. What the hell is that thing? Crunchpuff? Yeah, that's me. No, I guess over that way is the way to go. Like it a lot. I wish it paid as much as when I was a high-end residential flooring installer, but my body thanks me to have energy after work. Yeah, sometimes you gotta make those choices, right? Crunchpuff. We're good to go up. Where you're at now is the way they aim you to go. Okay. This is part of it. Oh, you just want me to shoot over there. That's okay. We figured out what the goal is. Yeah, we figured out what the goal is. You gotta be titting on my dick. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, did I ever tell you guys about the time when I was in the 7th grade and I dated this girl? Her name is Kristen, and her best friend asked me out for her. And then we started dating, which meant that we avoided eye contact in the hallways and never spoke in person. But we texted a little bit and tried to arrange to hang out, but never did it. We dated for like 2 weeks. And then after like 2 weeks, I was like, this is dumb. and I texted her and said, we're through. And then she texted me back, and she goes, well, joke's on you, because I was going to give you a boob job. We were in the fucking 7th grade, and we hadn't spoken in person since we started dating. All right. I want to know how she's doing. Did anyone else have any relationships like that where you, like, were dating on paper, someone asked somebody out, but you never actually talked? How did Hollow Knight remind you of that? I reminded me of that because I said tit on my dick. And then my brain obviously went boob job, and then it started flicking through the files for a boob job story, and that's where we landed. What are you doing, copy, dude? All right, here we go. Man. What age is 7th grade? I don't know. American education works. Like 12 to 13. Or like 11 to 12. No, yeah, 12. You turn 13 in 7th grade, so 12. 12 to 13. Hi, Muddy. Yeah, not a single thought. Take me back to the Hollow Knight scene. Yeah, it's the beginning of middle school in the U.S., and yeah, we were... I don't remember which half of the year this was in. My birthday's in January, so I was either 12 or 13 when this happened. It was one of my first ever relationships. So it was serious. Cat brain running DOS. You guys see the audacity with which I just climbed up here? Oh my god! Dude, let's go. I just shut my fucking brain off and just went, ugh! Fine. He actually saved my fucking life. First try. You never dated her? It was the friend that asked you all along? Maybe. Maybe you're right there, Sister of the Sea. Well, that was another thing. I remember... Actually, my friend who was in here earlier tonight, Julianne, her and I dated in a similar way. I think I actually asked her out. I think I, like, approached her at the locker and was like, do you want to go out with me? But then we did the same thing. Didn't talk at all. Texted, like, a little bit. And then her best friend texted me to break up with me for her. So she dumped my ass through her friend. Had a BF in Habbo Hotel, and it was real and true. Bella and Edward forever. We spoke about 5 words to each other. His being LFGF for Fernie, and mine being okay and thanks. Yes. Yes. One of those websites I used, and I explored my gender identity just before I realized I was bi. Interesting. First ever Geo was an Ocarina of Time fan. Haven't stopped playing since. Wow. 500 cheated on me? Ramses, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. It's happened to me. It's awful, awful, awful. I'm sorry you went through that, man. For real. Relationships are fucking crazy. My ass couldn't handle that shit. That's fair, too. So me feel for you? Yeah. I got cheated on once in 8th grade, and it was very, very traumatic. The girl and I hadn't been dating for that long. But I was smitten. I was absolutely smitten with her. And she cheated on me with another one of our friends' older brothers. And the method of the cheating precisely was she got finger blasted by him in a mall elevator. So it was a big bummer. It was a big bummer for me overall. Do we need to launch from back here? No! Super classy. That was a big bummer, but then also later in life, I also had it happen, like, as an adult in a very serious relationship, which was also a bummer. And at that point, honestly, it's one of those cases where my girlfriend did cheat on me, and I was very upset with it, but we were kind of in one of those relationships where, like, it was dying and something needed to change. I'm not going to say it was necessarily for the best, but we were at a breaking point anyways, and the way things were going between us, I don't necessarily hold it entirely against her. Like, I do, you should never fucking do that. You should never fucking do that. But we were at a point in our relationship where, like, it was going to end anyways. And there's something a little more understandable about it. That doesn't mean it didn't fucking suck, but I don't know. When I said cheated on, I instantly thought of Don Cheadle. I did go to college with Don Cheadle's kid. I can't remember their name. But they were at Emerson the same time I was. Do we do it, by the way? Are we done? Finger Blasted in the Mall Elevator is my favorite generic emo song. It's kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. He was a handsome upperclassman, though, so, you know, what can you do? Or not upperclassman, I don't know. He was a couple years older than us. Ooh, bye. Fuck, man. All right. Kind of looking like the City of Tears up here now a little bit. I think we did it, Chad. I think this is the end. Whoa. Hello? No cost too great. Charm me? Ooh, collected the King Soul? Oh, is that going to be... We had that fragmented and broken charm. This is now the second half of that, right? So that's going to be a charm. Imagine if I was like, we're not going to read it. Soul of Worm, Soul of Root, Heart of Void. Ooh, this is a big thing. It yeeted us out of the whole place, man. So we did, like, we, like, finished it, huh? And yup, it's down there, bottom right. It's crazy we're still missing this many charms, dude. Holy charm symbolizing a union between higher beings. The bearer will slowly absorb the limitless soul contained within. Opens the way to a birthplace. So if we wear this, this is going to open... It's going to open a gate somewhere. Opens the way to a birthplace. A birthplace. Now back to the path of pain, yeah. I had a relationship start off really well, then instantly go silent. Found out from mutual that she was going on dates for food and comfort before moving in with her dealer and blocking everyone. That's fucking awful, man. Fuck that. That sucks, dude. Vagtown opens the way to Vagtown. It's opening a Bagussi. Chat, I have to admire your cohesion, but also gross, man. Lord Soul, you can go straight to Gwyn. Yes. Okay, we're back. Great minds think alike, yeah. Two alike, unfortunately. Which way? It was like over here that we did this, right? Words I never thought I'd hear for 500. Pretty tame in comparison to other channels. We all just degens. Yeah, I guess we're a relatively tame channel. Oh, wait, was it up? It was the main elevator. Yeah. We're great philosophers, and our Greek bathhouse is the gutter. Oh, it was right here. It was that, right? Flavored ice cream. We do have a good mix here. I love the chat we have here. I say all the time. I'm so thankful for everyone that chills here. I feel like it's such good vibes. Genuinely, I'm so grateful for the community we've fostered here. Hold space on the fast elevator. It's funny. You mean jump? I'm playing on a controller. All right. We're only going to play for 20 to 40 more minutes. I wonder if we should just do a prediction for, like, do we beat this room before the end of stream? Jeez. Polar's requesting a yeet. I'll learn for the rest of the stream. Hell yeah. We'll catch you later, Sister C. Thank you. Chat is 40% gay and 90% dumbass. I love it here. I actually am genuinely... I'm genuinely very honored by the fact that people have been very comfortable talking about being trans and being, you know, LGBTQIA and all that kind of stuff, because I've wanted to make this like a very friendly and open space. So while I try not to harp on any, you know, political or social issues, I'm genuinely honored by everyone being so comfortable to just be themselves here. It makes me really happy and proud. So thank you guys. Truly. I hate it. Ugh. At least this path we earn soul pretty reliably. Whatever. Now yell at us to balance it out? Yeah, chat, stop telling me to play the fucking game. Stop telling me to use the tablet in Noida. Obviously, you don't need to use the tablet in Noida. Ugh. Luxander Moss on YouTube. Oh, let's go. That's your partner's channel? Let's go. Luxander Moss. Oh yeah. I'll check it out later. If you want to post it in the Discord too, feel free. Yeah, I'll check it out. That sounds rad. Good for them for going fucking full-time on content creation. Admirable as fuck. Eli's pre-nerf while eating pixels and watching a dog vid on second monitor. What channel in the Discord would I post that in? Self-promotion. For sure, self-promotion. Oh. Yeah, if I had a teleport wand, this would go crazy. If I had a teleport wand, this would go sicko mode. We just gotta get past this first little bit here. This is like one of the hardest parts. Oh! Average time to beat this your first time, 2 to 3 hours. That's not super bad at all. That's not super bad at all. When I know that like a Souls boss is really tough and I gotta like walk away from it, that's when I come back with the intention of trying, being like, okay, I'll sit here for 2 to 3 hours and throw my face at this. So that's within the realm of reasonableness for me. Rod of Discord. You had a teleport, you TP directly into the saw blade? I guess that's true actually too. Fuck. Is this actual backseat question? Is the Path of Pain just this one room? Or is it several rooms? Like, is this long? Basically is what I'm asking. Ah. Long. Long. Several rooms. Okay, okay. You saying you don't have much experience judging length? I'll let the ruler handle that, if you know what I'm saying. And that notch on 5 inches is worn in deep. Oh, come on! I want to see a platformer with Noida-style levitation. Always round up. That's the real reason I'm trying to lose a little weight, chat. I want to gain an inch back on my cock. You know what I'm saying? For the ladies, buddy. For the ladies. You put your inchage in the fucking Tinder? That's how you get it done, man. That's how you get it done. Alright, we're back. I don't remember what we do at this part again. I've since forgotten. Or I am dumb. Never mind. It's easy stuff. Fuck. Alright, Mira, you want to go ahead and throw up a prediction? Do we beat this room before we end stream tonight? I'm going to end stream in the next 15 to 30 minutes. So it's do we beat it in the next 15 to 30 minutes before we end stream. Because I'm willing to give up on it and come back next time. Great jorking my peanuts. This is why we need to switch to metric. Yeah, worn in. I head to bed. Enjoy the stream once again. Thanks for being here, Shiroy. Have a good night, buddy. We'll catch you later. Hope you get some good sleep. Ballistic or armor piercing? Ballistic, Grady. It has ball in it, which, you know, turns into balls, which is hilarious. You know what's a weird thought I just had, chat? Fuck. I was thinking, I was like, balls are so weird. Why do we have two of them? And then I was like, well, I guess we've got, like, you know, we've got two lungs. And we've got, you know, two eyes. The two eyes kind of makes sense. So we got two kidneys. And I was like, those things are important. I was like, but if it was just about importance, then we would have two of fucking everything as like a backup. Why don't we have two hearts? You know what I mean? Two eyes makes some sense because it gives us proper depth perception, right? That's how we judge depth. So that one makes sense to me. But why do we've got a backup nut, right? We've got a backup kidney, we've got a backup lung. Why? Why do we have two of those, but we've only got one heart, one brain? That doesn't make sense. Nature loves symmetry and redundancy. But yeah, what about where it really matters? Redundancy is expensive. We do have two hearts. They're fused. Well, that doesn't count then. That's still one heart if they're fused. Having two hearts makes blood pressure suck. Is that true? Have you tried having two hearts? W Crunchpuff? Billy, let's go. Your one brain is two fused halves? That's different. That's different because it's not copies. Like, your left nut isn't any different from your right nut, right? I assume your right half of your heart and your left half of your heart are different, and the right half of your brain and the left half of your brain are different. Your heart can be unrolled in one long strip. Maybe yours can. My heart can be unrolled in one long chicken strip, brother. That thing's clogged like the fucking toilet at a truck stop. Shit! My left nut is 13% more powerful in wizardry. It's a medical fact that most left nuts are lower. Is that true? Which half of your brain is telling you it's different? Well, I actually don't know. And I highly doubt that any of you are fucking neuroscientists for what it's worth. No BM, but you're not neuroscientist, chat. Fucking, isn't it like, this part of your brain over here is the fucking amygdala, and this part of your brain over here is the fucking whatever, and this part's this part. I already told you I'm not. That's not fair. My left nut's more powerful in wizardry. I mean, they're both just cum factories, right? The only purpose of the nuts is to generate spermies, right? I'm not talking crazy here. That actually makes sense medically. I genuinely believe they're not doing anything else. Once again, not beating the allegations about talking about cocks all the time, but the heart is the, the heart and the Neurociliist. Left it does the incantations. My right handles the baby making. You have 2 hearts, then you would either die of super high blood pressure or die of low blood pressure if one goes out, making 2 hearts needless. Okay. That's interesting. That makes some sense. Yeah, my bad. All good, man. Thank you for hanging out here. And get to bed if you need to. The hell's this Celeste-ass gameplay? We're preparing for Celeste, Billy. This is called the Path of Pain, and apparently a bunch of the Hollow Knight Hardos even don't do this. So what we've learned here today is that they are giant little babies. And that, I'm better. Frankly. Ow. Evolutionary advantage for having one to hang lower than the other. Why would you want one to hang lower? Hey, what's up, Anime Life? Welcome in. Been following for 9 months. Holy. This separates the boys from the men. Aren't you positing that we humans should only have one large mono nut? I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying it's interesting how redundancy is, survived in some spots but not in others. You know what I'm saying? 1 liver, 1 spleen, 1 bladder. The heart's not the only single organ. Yeah, no, I know it's not, because the brain is single out as well. But why are there 2 lungs? Do the 2 lungs do different things? No, we just need double power. We need double balloon poppage in our fucking chesties. Because if you lose 1 lung, you're fucked, right? 1 stomach, yeah. True. Mira with the watch time, let's go. I appreciate you. The cows have more than 1 stomach? They do, don't they? The left and right lungs are different? Which one gets me high? which one wears a drug rug and knows how to hacky sack? If you know what I'm saying. From an evolutionary standpoint, the reproductive organs are the most important for passing genes. True. I guess for this, we could keep going and we could say you don't have 2 vaginas, you don't have 2 cocks, Damn, nice watch time as well, Jay. I appreciate you, buddy, for real. Double brain, probably 2 personalities trying to take control at the same time. Could get messy. 1 lung smaller. Crochet hacky sack, give me a sewn leather with sand in it. You have 1 kidney, Billy? Some species do have 2 cocks. They gotta be lizards if you're telling me to ask Licorice about it. Sharks and rays. Some reptiles and sharks. Very few birds have cocks. You never got the second. Whoa! You're saying you didn't have a kidney removed? Just you were born with just a signal kidney? You have an indented sternum. Interesting. Is your chest a little concave? Because a kid in school had that. He actually was in my cabin at Camp Borndale, which we were talking about earlier. And that's when I saw it. His name was Ben. He was a nice kid. Yeah, ducks' penises are fucked up. One ass, 2 cheeks. Look up tortoises, just in general. I like a good tortoise as much as the next guy. Shit. Oh, I know, nightlife. I know. One eye and one kidney, and still you're such an angel, Billy. It just goes to show. You can't judge an angel on its eyes and its kidneys. There's a reason they put that page 1 of the Bible. Fuck, man. Bro, the cold open of the Bible is crazy. Such a good hook, man. You can tell that fucking John or whoever was cooking on the retention. And bro, Genesis ends on such a cliffhanger. Oh. New Testament is a reverse isekai. Yeah. He dumped some physical stats to get better mental stats. That's what it was. Best isekai. I gotta watch some fucking isekai so I can talk to you guys about it. I also got seen Summer Wars and people were like, idiot, not isekai, idiot. No. The slime one is my favorite. There's a slime isekai. Do not watch Redo of Healer. What's Redo of Healer? Reincarnated as a slime. You know what? I actually do think I've heard of that. There are multiple slime isekai. Hey, what's up, the Can Cap? Welcome in. Thank you for the good luck. I appreciate you. It was unrelated to what you've seen. They just said that unprovoked. What is Redo of Healer? Shonen over isekai? Shonen animes are just like boys yelling and fighting stuff, right? Like Dragon Ball Z and shit like that is shonen. Fuck. Dot hack sign, which I know isn't how the title's spelled. Dot X hack sign X. Leah's a big dot hack nerd. She has like all the dot hack games, and they like weren't always easy to get here. They were like in Japan, but not as common here in the US. She had to like spend some time to find them all. You gotta be... Oop! Oh, we recovered! We recovered! Crazy. Whatever Cowboy Bebop is. Shonen is anime for teenage younger boys, that's it. They're standouts, but generally, yeah, dudes fighting. Yeah. Our friendship and those before you, of course. Doing great, because I'm not going through this. Yeah, it's tough, but we're getting through it. The first episode of Redo of Healer is basically Revenge Rope, if you remember. What is Revenge Rope? I genuinely don't know. I'm sorry if that makes me look stupid. I also learned what a bad dragon was on the stream, so you know life's full of its fun little discoveries. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. Why not watch it? Well, Grady just gave me a pretty good reason to maybe not watch it. Oh. God damn it. What is it? Hey, I'm not saying scenes like that are always not warranted in media. I'm just saying I understand where chat is coming from, being like, hey, maybe that's not your number one most indicative place of the series to start. You know what I mean? Not like this. I feel like we were doing so much better before. You dot hack physical manga in my early teens. My mom, as a Christian woman, burned them when she realized how much mum eki there was in them. What is that? It's crazy, but not something you just shouldn't watch. Okay, yeah, I got you. I'll take the recommendation into account. I hear you. Mom. It was death. Let's just ignore that I doubted. So I'm a Spider, so what? Was surprisingly good. The most recent anime I've watched it all, and I only watched like 8 episodes of it, was Delicious in Dungeon, and it was excellent. I loved it. Eki is just fan service horny shit. Okay, okay. We were having a stroke at her keyboard. One of my friend's moms took away... It wasn't anime. She took away his records. She found out that he had burned copies of American Idiot by Green Day and 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge by My Chemical Romance. Yes! By My Chemical Romance onto discs that looked like other CDs, and she figured it out because one of them was in... He left it in a CD player in his room, and she said she just turned it on while she was cleaning. But they got taken away and destroyed, and he got punished for it. Hitler's deathless. Billy, what are you doing up? Go to bed, Billy. Thanks for being here, but go to bed, Billy. Dan to Dan on Netflix. I've heard Dan to Dan's good. I mean, I've got friends who are, you know, big-time weebs, obviously. I know what animes I should be watching for the most part. I always appreciate recommendations, but I've got a laundry list of, like, you know, supposed the good ones. I did watch a season of Attack on Titan at one point, which was fun. My college roommate and I would just scream Mikasa at each other a lot, you know, after that. And Eren Yeager. Do that. You know Terraria sorting? Because no Magic Storage 1.4.5. Ah, got it. He wasn't allowed to have them, or they were LimeWire type CDs. He wasn't supposed to have the CDs at all. His mom had banned listening to that type of music, but he had burned copies of the CDs onto, like, I don't know what other records were approved by her, but he had some CDs that were approved, and he had, like, burned stuff onto discs and was hiding it in those cases. As a kid, my mom bought me an Eminem album because my older sister vouched for it against the parental rating. We only heard the radio cuts. Nice. I'll explain to my sister. Back me up. Nice. Let's go. AOT? What is AOT? Did I list that one? Oh, Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan. Are you gonna ban music? That's a pretty common thing in the States, for sure. You can't listen to this devil music. My parents weren't like that. My parents had a bit of, like, you have to get the, like, the censored version of the record. There was a bit of that, but they were like, listen to whatever bands you want. We made it to the next room. Wait. Pay the believers. We made it to the next room. What am I doing? We did it. We did it. Yeah, BibleBot's full of that stuff. Hey, how did you winning? I lost last time. Oh no. An old white guy with a wife and kids, but not a weeb. Not everybody's a weeb. My parents are punk as fuck. Let's go. I'll say my mom gave up on censoring us children much earlier than my dad did. My dad clung to that shit for a while. My mom, like, I feel like by the time we were, like... I was, like, 11 or 12, and my brother was, like, 15 or 16. My brother was just, like, openly swearing all over the house, which meant, like, I could swear a little bit, you know? Time for jalapeno popper hot dogs. Hope everyone has a good night. Hell yeah, Jay. Catch you later, buddy. Enjoy the gelaps, my friend. Holy. Oh, come on. Parents don't care what I do as long as they don't hear about it. Well, Mom would stop me from listening to music if it had the word heck in it. My dad introduced me to death metal. Different vibes. Very different vibes there. Your mom and you go to Riot Fest every year. Let's go. You listen to some hard rock Christian music ever? A little bit. Some of the metalcore bands I liked a lot were like very Christian. That was common. Like the Devil Wears Prada was a Christian band originally. Fucking fuck. You gotta be titting on me? That is tight. That is a tight window, man. Nine listening to two live crew. I remember my first concert. My first concert was, I was like legit like 8 or 9, and it was to see NSYNC. And that was hype. But my first concert, like, that I really, you know, I don't know. That was more like going as a kid with like the whole family. And I still went with my mom to my other one, but it was in like 5th grade. I saw Shinedown. And then My Chemical Romance. And both of those were like, my mom was with me the whole time. My brother was older. My brother was older, so he was like 15, and she was mostly bringing my brother and his friends, but I got to go as long as I just like stayed with my mom. And I remember we saw, you know, My Chemical Romance touring 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. It was fucking awesome. Great memory in Providence. Gotta go. Hey, we'll catch you later, squirrels. Thanks for hanging out today, buddy. I hope you have a good night. You're able to have an older brother for a lot of lectures I didn't much like at the time. My brother definitely, yeah, a lot of good things about my older brother, but mostly he was pretty shitty to me a lot. And I think it did. I'm not saying you should ever have to tolerate any kind of abuse. My brother did love me, and I don't know. It like steeled me a little bit against at least some of the shit I've had to deal with later in life, I think. I got some good life lessons out of siblinghood, I guess we could say. Look at that watch time, Casey. Casey, you've been hanging out a lot recently. I really appreciate you being here. My friend grew up very close to traditional religious grandparents in uber rural Texas, so he wasn't even allowed exposure to Pokemon. That's crazy. Some people can speedrun the Path of Pain in under 3 minutes. Yeah, that's true. Oh my god. 5 days. Let's go, Moonsan. I appreciate you, man. Holy. 5 days. Let's go, dude. You know what? Just do that, and then you gotta get the double jump. That's what it is. Fall. Yep. I was overcomplicating it. Classic. Ooh, and then we need to get the little bingo bango there. Full work week of crunch. Shit, I don't wait. Oh, I'm so fucked. 16 days. Night Penguin, let's go, dude. Let's go. I appreciate you guys, for real, so much. Thank you. Oh. I think you want to bounce there. That sucks. It just took me out of there. I gotta go all the way back. You have to start the Path of Pain over if you die. I guess that makes sense. We're gonna stop soon, chat. We're gonna stop soon, but I kind of want to go like at least once more. Heard every single one of these almost 6 days. I really appreciate you, man, for real. Thank you for being here. Me rebelling against my parents' kid was me not swearing. That's funny, yeah. You'll always find a way, right? And that's why you got a patience. Yeah. 10 months following and 1 month watch time means you're 10% of my... Oh my goodness, Billy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. I know what it means to spend a lot of time watching somebody. I've done it, and I really appreciate it. I know I say it a lot, but I'm going to keep saying it. Thank you. So we're not even betting anymore, CanCab. Alright, we can hitless deathless this room first try. All right. Oop. Oh, saved it. Hey, what's up, Pennywang? Welcome in. Cheese and rice. That was stupid. You gotta redo it? I gotta redo it all. But that's okay. Because this is very much so the kind of thing where we're kind of, you know, solving it. Not 100%, but I'm learning the way to beat it, and it just gets easier and easier. Oh, that sucks. We were just so close to hitting it. How do you get in the palace? You gotta get all... You have to get up to 1,800 essence. And you gotta, like, upgrade your dream nail all the way. And then you get entrance to the palace. I think that's at least what it was. Never good on you, Crunchy. I love this kind of shit. Oh. Genuinely, I find this kind of thing very fun. Hopefully you guys like watching it as well. I know it's like repetitive, but I find this kind of content enjoyable. Like Moonstand in the chat plays a lot of Kaizo Mario, and I enjoy just watching him do the same thing over and over again. But, yeah, always open to feedback on that kind of thing. No, why? Oh, you're annoyed you have to get the essence? Hella good second monitor content? Hell yeah, that's amazing praise. That's what we like to hear. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. It means a lot, of course, dude. Yep. You just watched the webcam. You recently beat Steel Soul Mode? Then you can do the essence thing. Done this a few times, but I love watching new people do it. Yeah, Celeste is going to be so fun, too. Like, all this platforming is just hyping me up to play Celeste, man. Genuinely. Like, I'm also having fun in the moment, but it's reminding me how much I like this kind of thing. That was narrow. And, yeah, I find it personally streamable. I can yap over it, all that. Ugh! Play the whole game in full face cam view, like when Liz and Blender did an entire duel with just the face cam on the other day. Which I laugh, I've obviously done similar shit. Alright. And never address it. Don't dash at that spot. Ugh. We can get there. We can get there. I never think the Dream Nail is actually HK's mind cock and he's going around the world mind fucking everybody. Well, I'm thinking about it now, Moonsand. That's for sure. All right. Good. We're cruising. Bye. I gotta go. We'll catch you later, Pennywang. Have a good night, buddy. Nice. Deathless, hitless. Can you stream tomorrow? I am streaming tomorrow, but we're playing Deltarune tomorrow. We're not playing Hollow Knight. We'll probably do Deltarune and some variety tomorrow. Maybe some Slay the Spire or something. Maybe something else. I don't know. No rush just for a strum. Could you check Disky? Sure. Okay, give me 1 second. We actually, Pennywing, I post the schedule on YouTube, so you can see it there if you just want to look. Okay. Deltarune is one of those, let me just clear one more section type games for me. Maybe it will be for me too. Maybe it will be for me too. I'm not saying 100% we're going to do that. That's just sort of the plan, you know? Fuck. Alright. Fuck me. We're getting there, though, little by little. Hyper Deltarune, let's go. It'll be fun. I'm excited. I really enjoyed Undertale. And as far as I know, it's kind of just like more Undertale. I know it's different, but, you know, I've seen a couple screenshots and stuff now, and it looks pretty Undertale, you know, pilled. Hyped to be here. We're hyped to have you, Applesaucy. Okay, we made it back. Goal. The one on the ceiling is insane, BM, dude. The one on the ceiling is insane, O-mode, BM. Fill up on gummies. Huge. Oh, man. Hydrate. Thank you, Billy. You're an angel. Damn it. Oh, hydrate always been 1K? Yeah. Well, no, not always, but... yeah, there's the exclamation point. Why? I don't know. That one's so tight to me. I feel like my strat is not good. I can see the line where you need to go. It's just directly beneath that top saw. It's really tight. Yep. Yes. Okay, you can crack the door and grab him if you want. He's coming. He's literally, he hears your voice. Time for Modi's med, so Amanda's calling him. Oh, man. You gotta jump. No, the trick is jump from further back. That's the trick. Jump from further back so that you're not hitting the thing. Because we're getting the jump. Yep, like that. Alright, I'm scared. I think I know what I need to do. You're into Crunch waterboarding firsthand? Yeah. Actually, wait for one to come back. God. Oh, my God. Ooh, hi, Gizmo. If we hydrate enough, it unlocks a secret piss redeem. Exactly. That's what happens. That's the problem. It is. Having to wait between each attempt is very tough. Loktar Okar. Zug Zug, baby. Mira, you been all in on TBC? Someone drop 42k so we can take a foot break. Not right now though. Please don't foot. Addicted? Nice. Hardly ever play games during stream, but I couldn't hold back this time. Yeah, I hope you're vibing. I hope you're vibing. There it is. Oh, that was so close. That was so close to it, dude. Too close. And I lost one. Fuck. I don't even care. I'm so dumb. Okay. We just lost one. The timing on this seems tighter than a nun with a Kegel routine. I appreciate the creativity of that one, Casey, genuinely. Nope, don't go back. When am I getting that Tenkaichi 2 story stream? That would be very fucking fun. I loved the tits off of Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. They could serve a bit, though. I had to look at retail in the launcher. Despite my vow to never touch current Blizz slop again after they hurt me 2 expansions in a row, I considered hitting that install button. Retail has its allures. Retail has its allures, certainly, IMO. I just feel like I just don't find the, like, combat and, like, generally just, like, playing of the game as fun a lot of the time. But there's so much good quality of life. There's so much more, like, content to do in different ways and stuff. I also hate the structure of, like, questing is the means to an end. We just played Classic for a year and a couple months and let our subs end Feb 1st. Yeah, you kind of... I have phases with WoW, and when I get really into it, I get really into it, but it only sticks sometimes. And I've decided not to go in on TBC this time. Fuck! This is, I'm falling apart. Okay, though, we need to end stream anyways soon, so we could just kind of throw ourselves at this. Fuck! God damn it. I enjoy the combat. There are parts of the combat that are good, but it got a little too, like, splashy. You're hitting everything around you all the time on all classes. It is still... The combat's... It's decent, but... I think they've, like, lost some of the, like, core rhythm of what made classic combat good. Popping into Yakuza. And it genuinely has a great story. Interesting. I've heard that about the Yakuza games. Waddle K was the GOAT? Yeah, Waddle K is sick. That's just what you said, and how PvP is just who hits the buttons faster, zero server community, dungeon, just like playing with bots, yeah. I mean, you'll hate it, but once you finish it, you'll feel like a champion. Those fall asleep while listening, have a good time zone. We'll catch you later, sister. The sea, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Utility and Pandora basically made all classes do everything. Yeah, exactly. I love the class identity of Classic. That said, I still played retail for a long time. I put a lot of hours into retail in, like, Battle for Azeroth into Shadowlands. I played a fuck ton of retail. So it has its virtues, don't get me wrong. Yakuza is super fun if you like beat 'em ups and don't mind Japanese voice acting. I thought Yakuza had, like, turn-based combat. It's a beat 'em up? I swear to God those games had turn-based combat. I don't mind Japanese voice acting. In fact, a lot of the time, only newer Yakuza games are turn-based. Okay. In fact, a lot of the time, if a game is like predominantly like a Japanese studio, and they, you know, kind of like have an English dub, but it's not like the main one, I'll just use the Japanese with subtitles. They just sounds cooler. Genuinely, it just sounds cooler. Yeah, a lot of the time, me personally, I kind of don't go to video games for story. It's not to say that I don't enjoy a story in a video game, but a lot of the time in my life, when I am going to play a video game, going after a story is not what I'm looking for. You know, like, I kind of never really felt a super draw. Like, I was curious about it, and I kind of wanted to check it out and stuff, but I never felt a super big draw to play Dispatch myself. You know? And my roommate played Dispatch, and I got to watch him play a bunch of Dispatch, and, like, that was perfect. So, like, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's just a me thing, like a preferential thing. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap Hollow Knight there for the night. We'll be back next week. We'll play some more Hollow Knight. We'll beat that easy, hitless, deathless next time. Gameplay for me first, and story is very secondary. Yeah, and once I'm really into a game, it having good lore and good story absolutely does elevate it. And once I'm invested in playing a game, hey, with a raid request for Ahmed, let's go. He's probably playing some WoW, huh, Mira? I was lurking in there the other night, actually, a little bit. He was playing some WoW while I was doing, like, some, thumbnails at night, and I saw you chatting in there. Okay. Dude, yeah. Well, nice. Games that go to scratch the video games or art itch. Other games are just, like, silly goofs. Yeah, I guess we have... Well, sometimes I think video games are art. Well, we don't need to get into a whole diatribe here. But sometimes I think games like The Last of Us stray further from the video games are art truth. It's one kind of the art, but I think it is taking the, like, you know, Ludo element, the actual game part of it, out of what makes it excellent. For the most part, when people talk about The Last of Us, they're not like, man, it is the best third-person tactical cover-based shooter I've ever played in my life. They're like, that cutscene made me so emotional, which is great, and is not a thing to be taken away from it. But sometimes my pretentious take on the whole games as art thing is I feel like the most artistic games actually put the gameplay into the story making somehow and stuff. That should all be mixed into it, you know what I mean? And that's where games really start to be their own medium, in my opinion. Closer to movies. Yeah, exactly. And again, I'm not trying to disparage those things or say they're bad in any way. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap there. Hopefully everybody enjoyed. If you did, and you're watching here on Twitch, hit that follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks, everybody. Your stream fun as always. Cheers for being there earlier too, Gamer. Of course, Moonsan, of course, man. Thanks for hanging out. Watching for Play Life is Strange, and that shit was 90% cutscene. Yeah, it's another great example. Don't forget to be awesome. You too, Deegan. I'm going to go ahead and end stream on the YouTube side. Hopefully y'all had a fun time hanging out. Have a good night, everybody. And then let's go ahead and raid Amen.